All right, so I want to talk to you about systemizing your business on this episode. It's an area that a lot of people don't do well, and yet it's an area, and I fully understand, it's not a sexy area of business. Like way more sexy to talk about marketing. But at the same time, it kind of is sexy when you've built to a bit of scale and you've got some of your time back and the fruit that comes with systemizing, because it pays you in dividends time and time again. So I am literally going to walk you through step by step all the little things you need to be able to systemize your business in great detail. All right? So that is my promise for you. Giving up your time to watch me, I'm going to give you back something that you will be able to utilize immediately. All right, why do we bother with systems? Because they save you stress, time, energy, and mistakes. They save you stress, time, energy, and mistakes. Why is that important? Because when you systemize your business, it becomes routine. You become the McDonald's of your industry, which allows you to operate so consistently that you don't have to be involved in everything. So it is less stressful. It also means that you can systemize in such a way where you don't make mistakes, you don't break things, you get to move fast. It's the optimum way to go, and it becomes repeatable. And so you make a lot less mistakes, you get to make a lot more money because you can normally do things faster and more efficient. And all of those things combined mean you get to be a better business person by having them. So, so the main benefits to systemizing, look, there's quite a few. One is when you systemize, you usually can do the task faster than if it's left to ad hoc memory. Okay, so if it's routine, and whether it's you or your team, it's usually faster to follow a proven system than it is to just think about it every time. So you pick up some efficiency. The second reason is that you get your time back, because if you can do it faster, you can put that time onto something else. It also means you can give the task to somebody else. So you take the time to document the system, and then you train somebody else on how to do it, and then they can, follow the system, and you don't have to be the one doing it, which means you can go and do high level tasks. Of course, it makes your business worth a lot more. So if you ever intend to sell your business, then you should spend 12 months grooming your business for sale. And one of the important aspects of doing that is that you systemize. Then when a new prospective buyer comes to look at your business, they see that you're systemized, which means for them, it's going to be a better purchase. It typically means, these are round rubber figures, just to give you a guide. If you're selling a business that you are part of as the owner and it's not systemized, as an average, there are some industries that are way different, but as an average, you'll get 1.5 times net profit plus plant and equipment. If you systemize, you will at least get a 0.5 to, so you'll either get a half or a 1 added to your multiplier number by systemizing, okay? Because it's just worth a lot more money to a prospective person. So you need to get in there and systemize. But I want to give you all the tips, all the tricks, so that you don't have to think about it and you can go away and build that business. One of the hardest parts to the equation is how do you capture in the moment, because it's in the moment that the genius is formed. Like, as you're going about your business, whether it's just you or whether you're in a team, if you're like any other business on the planet, you're usually running, like the hamster on the wheel. And so what that means is it's very hard to stop and kind of take time out to do whatever. So you actually don't need to fix the system in the moment. You need to find a way to capture what's not working in the moment so that you can go and fix it later, okay? There's a couple of different ways to do that, right? You can, here's a way that I've seen work really well. You can get those little pocket books, like a little flip book, like a little notebook, but they're really little. They keep in your pocket. Some people are that way inclined. And they'll see a system fall over in their business and they go, I got to capture this, and they just write it down, bada bang, done. Okay. Sometimes if you're in an office like we are, you could have a board on the wall designated to, where things fell over. And then in the moment when you see something, you quickly go, hey, write that up on the wall because we need to do something about that. And then, in 2 weeks when you've blocked out 3 hours for systems, you can go and produce the system there. But you've got to have a way of capturing these in the moment. Okay. Whether it's a repetitive task, okay? Because by capturing a repetitive task and documenting it, you can give it to somebody else. or whether it's a failure in the business. You know, something was breaking, something was messing up, something made you slow. Capturing that in the moment and saying, document that because we're going to go and film that video or make that system at a later date. All right, so capturing, you've got to have a system for capturing them in the moment. If you rely on memory, well, I don't have as much faith in your memory as you do. You've got too many things to think about. This is not one of them that you should do. All right, so you've got to capture them. And then there's effectively, there's a few different ways to capture systems. All right, let's just draw a bit of a picture here. There is a document. Okay, so we can capture a document and do it that way. We can use a camera and do a series of still photos. We can use a video camera, which is a good idea. Or we can do screencast. So I want to take you through all of the tools to be able to do a really good job. Obviously, if you think about it, video obviously outperforms text to 75% of the marketplace now, just due to the fact that the younger people, well, they struggle to read. A video is much easier for them because that's what they grew up with. So if your staff and your team are like on the more mature end, then you could probably over-index in documents. But even then, it's very ambiguous to read through 26 steps and get that right. Whereas it's far less ambiguous to see it being done in video to be able to replicate that task correctly. So even no matter what age, I would say completely over-index on video because it's just better. So you can do a series of documents, and then you can do flow charts, or you can do things like that where you just outline all of the steps. That's not a bad idea. A camera stills is really simple, right? You just literally take photos and maybe you put them up in the business wherever the system takes place. And use them. Here's a funny story. Working with a business on the Gold Coast who used very old like machinery from Europe, and so they would break down all the time, and it was a very expensive exercise for them to fix it. And so what we did was we just filmed a series of video photos, and then we got some editing done where we just put red arrows and big numbers next to them, which basically said, when you start the machine, do it in these order. And we went from a heap of breakdowns to zero. So cameras can work just for still photos. Video camera obviously is a really good idea. I'm going to talk a lot about that. And then there's screencast software. So did you know you can share this show while you're watching it? Did you know you can actually hit the share button, and what it'll mean is that more people can see, and I'll be able to help more people. It'd be a blessing for me if you'd do that. Did you know that you can actually take a video, like if you're using your computer, laptop computer, doesn't really matter, if you're using it to do a particular task, you can get screencast software that films your activity on your computer. So whatever you are doing, it's filming, and it also allows you to narrate over the top and puts those two together to make a video of your computer whilst you're speaking out what you are doing, okay? So there is a product out there called Snagit. There's a whole bunch of others. Loom, I think, is a screencast software as well. Camtasia is one, but it's way too expensive, kind of pointless. But Snagit's like a one-off purchase of like $80 or something like that, and you've got it forever. And it allows you basically just you press record on Snagit, and then you start talking, and you basically say, okay, go up here, do this, open an invoice, fill in this form, careful of this, mindful of this, go here. That's the video, and it produces it into a video so people can watch it afterwards. Okay, so document is easy, right? That's probably what most people have been doing. Screencast is good. You can go to something like Snagit. Camera is good. Now let's talk about the one that's going to be the best for you, which is capturing video systems. I want to kind of give you Rogue up to doing quite a good job. You don't have to invest a lot of money actually to be able to capture video systems. If you've got any kind of smartphone, you're way further down the line than people were even 3 or 4 years ago in their ability to capture these systems. The audio and the video, the footage have come so far in these in a few years that you can get away with just this in some cases. But I want to make sure that you have all the information. So you can get a little tripod like this, Okay, comes with a little gripper on top of different sizes, but literally you can get a tripod. There's like $9 at Officeworks, and they sit down, and then you get this little gripper. We're using ours, so it's over there, but you get a little gripper and you throw your phone inside of it and it holds it there, and then you can put that up wherever you want to, and you can press record and start filming. Okay, that's like the real cheap way of doing it. And then the cool thing is, like, you shouldn't edit any of these videos. You shouldn't put a spinning logo at the front and back. It just takes too long. By the time you edit these things, you know, you only get through one video a week. You know, you need to be putting out 30 of these in a short amount of time to be able to get enough momentum to do a good job. But usually on your device, you can trim off the front and back. So if you're a single person and you're doing systems and you're the only one, you can actually press record, walk into the front of it, film your system, walk back out, and then just trim the ends off and save it, and then you've got a little video there. Okay, so that's as good as it needs to be. If you are one of those fancy people and you run an iPhone, then you won't be able to plug a microphone directly into your, if you've got a jack on your device, because iPhone's fancy. Now you won't be able to see this, but this is an audio splitter, and it has 3 little black rings at the end. That's what most 3.5mm jacks don't. They've only got 2, and for an iPhone you need 3. Okay, so you need to get one of these doodads, which are a whole $2.80 or $4, or if you want to go all out, $6, and they just allow you to split the audio. So if this was an iPhone, you would throw that in there, and then you would grab your microphone and you would throw it into one of these that says microphone, and then you would put that on your stand, and then you would be able to record with sound. So for example, if you have a lapel mic just like this, and it's a long one, you know, like a 6-meter one, you could run that down out of the shot up into here and film, and now you get good video and good audio because of being able to feed it straight into the camera. Okay, so that's a pretty cool way to go. I reckon that's a pretty cool way to go. Now, if you want to jazz it up a little bit, but you still want to use the phone and you don't want to have a cord that goes between you and the camera, then you can invest in wireless body packs. Okay, so effectively you'll have one that looks like this, which is the receiver, and one that looks like this, which is the one I'm using today, which is the transmitter, and they talk to themselves, talk to each other. And let me just clip that back on there. And so you take your receiver, you plug the cord into your splitter, and then you plug the splitter into your phone, and now all of a sudden you can stick this on a tripod, but you have the luxury, because you're wireless, to be able to walk around. There's no cords, you know, go somewhere, walk through your workshop, walk through your factory, walk through your business, and it allows you a little bit more freedom. Okay, so if you want to do that, there is a brand called Boya, B-O-Y-A. It's the most entry-level wireless microphone, and it'll cost you about $100. So, you know, there's no real excuse here, because if we've already got the phone, we're spending $9 on a tripod, $4 on a splitter, and $100 on some wireless equipment here. It's a very cheap way to get into the video production, video capturing systems game. All right, so that's if you want to use a phone. There are some limitations. It doesn't have depth, things like that. There's only so much a camera can fit in there. So if you want to completely over-index with video, obviously you can go and grab yourself a video camera. It doesn't have to be this one. This is actually one that we used to use. It's been a phenomenal workhorse, and in fact it's been really good for many years. But you could get a much smaller one than this, a bigger one than this, doesn't really matter. I guess the thing is you need to get one, and not all video cameras have this, you need to get one with an external microphone jack, because you need to be able to plug your wireless transmitter and receiver into here to be able to get your feed. And you know, if you were to invest maybe you know, $400 to $500 in a video camera, or a digital SLR, like a Canon D700, which I'm staring at. You could start with that, and then a tripod like this is going to cost you $30 or something like that. You stick this on top of here, and now you've got a full setup. Okay, and then you just run the audio into it, and away you go. So basically, you know, when it comes to capturing systems, you can imagine if you fast forward, if you started to capture video systems, say you were capturing 10 a week in your business, for example. Imagine in 12 months' time, you've got 500 bits of knowledge retained in the business that allows you to train new team members. It means that when current team members can't hold you to ransom with the knowledge in their head because it's already documented, so if they leave, they're not taking their IP with you, your IP with them. There's a whole bunch of reasons why you would go and get amongst this. You don't even have to produce 500. If you probably produced 100 systems, it would probably de-risk you to a large degree. And so generally, it's just a good idea. Now, once you've documented them, what do you do with them? Because you've got to make sure the team follow them. One of my favorite ways to rogue this, and it doesn't have to be elaborate. Obviously, elaborate is good in certain circumstances that haven't to be. You can get a corporate Dropbox account. Now, you might even be able to get this for something like 40 or 50 bucks a month. I'm not 100% sure. Ours is the top because we've got a whole bunch of people using it and lots of data, as you can imagine. But we pay 100 bucks a month or something like that, but you'd probably be less. You can basically have a master Dropbox file, and then you can have access for each of your team members who log in, and they can only see the videos for their role. Wouldn't that be a good idea? Give them a title. So you actually have the ability to load a video into your master account and set permissions to say this person sees it, and this person, and nobody else. And then when that person logs in, they can do a search for a video and learn how to do their job. Can you imagine, and we did this with a client on the Gold Coast, can you imagine if you took the time to document everybody's role, you put it up in a Dropbox, and the first day that somebody works for you, instead of them taking 2 weeks to get up to speed on how to do their job, imagine if you sat them down for 3 hours and said, watch videos 1 to 17. Then by Smoko, they've already they can do the job. They can bring you value so much faster than if you just let them learn on the job, because you've captured the IP in the business. All right. Now, here's the real reason you do all of this. Like, all of that is really good. It saves you time, energy, mistakes. It makes your business worth more. But here's the real reason you systemize. Your brain only has a certain amount of capability to handle certain things. And as long as you are down in the weeds, you can never scale a business. As long as your mindset is, did Billy take the, fill in the little sheet for the, document shredder? Did this person, did they tick this box on that 7th sheet of the 9th bit of paperwork for that onboarding of the new client? As long as you have to be across all that details, you cannot be strategic. You cannot be high level. You can't get the big stuff done. You can't be out there, doubling and tripling because you're held in the weeds. As long as you're held back here with small details, you can't be up here as well. And that's the reason why you systemize. You get all of this IP out of your head, because you've probably got most, because you're the business owner, and you document it, and you let somebody else be able to follow it, and that frees you. You can have them report to you. I'm not saying abdicate. Report to you that they're doing a good job. And now your mind is free, because you know they're doing a good job, because they report their numbers to you, for you to start going, okay, how do I be more strategic? How do I set up joint ventures? How do I go into another town, another region, da-da-da-da-da? Because as long as you're doing the weeds, it's costing you a fortune in opportunity cost.